Peace to the gods. First and foremost, all praise and honor to the Honorable Master Chief Nature Boy, the Christ. And I've just seen a clip that he is free, that he is out. I love myself. The righteous shall always prevail. What I want to address today is the illusion of separation. Separation is an illusion thought out by God with the sole purpose of being able to experience life from different point of views. Some of us are very subjective, which only see life from one perspective, whereas others are objective and have the ability to see life from more than one perspective, and that in itself is a blessing. That is addressing the statement definition of separation on a conscious level. Then if you address it on the level of the lower self, separation is what the evil one is using in order for it to be able to kill, steal and destroy that which is good, that which is God, that which is righteous, that which is natural. In the lower self, there is separation on many, many levels. And where it starts between family. It starts between the man and his woman. It starts between his man and the woman and his child. And the evil one is like a roaring lion that never sleeps. And all this well calculated, devious methods was conjured up over the years in order for the evil one to be successful in dividing God's children. And its success of the evil one will only be there for a short period of time. There is also the illusion between so-called race, if you call it racism. There is also the illusion of separation between religions, so-called religions. There is also the illusion of sexism between female extremists, feminine extremists and masculine extremists. This is all mechanism and mechanics of the evil one to keep us divided from each other. And to address each and every one of those, you have to get into the scientific facts behind it as to understand why it should be as it is supposed to be. Racism. What is believed is that we can't even call it black and white. If you want to say something is black and white, that is white and that is black. This that you see here is brown, and this is all the color that man is, only different shades of brown. And the reason we are different shades of brown is because to the amount or the quantity of melanin that you possess. And you possess this amount of melanin to the natural, to have made it possible for you to adapt to your environment. There is only one race, and that is the human race. And the evil one has planted it in the thoughts of man as to think the one is better than the other, or the one is more evil to the other. You are doing me wrong, that's why you should be, and you are the evil one. The one is thinking that I am better than you, I am here before you, whereas all of us, we are gods in our own rights. Not to say we are separate from each other, but also to respect the laws of this realm of existence and know that I am on my journey and you are on your journey. Fact of the matter is, we are all on our own journeys aiming to reach the same destination, which is to be part and parcel of the kingdom of God. Different religions call it different things, call it different places, and have different views of what this kingdom of God should be and would be if it is for you to be allowed to be there. Think for yourself and be objective, and don't be influenced by what was told to you. Try not to be influenced by what the media is showing you. Try not to be influenced to what your forefathers told you. And try and be objective and try and understand why is it that the next person views life as he views it or as she views it. It is thoughts being planted into beings by the evil one. Thoughts being planted into beings, as you want to say it, the lighter complexion of people. To have them believe that they are better than the next person. That in itself is misleading of people. And that people themselves have fallen in the trap of the evil one. And then on the other side of the fence is the more melanated people, the darker skinned people. They too have been indoctrinated by the thoughts of the evil one to think that you are treating us this way, you are evil. And by doing this, by giving these beings this different thought frequencies, this different type of emotions, this different experiences, division was created. And by dividing and by causing that division, it was easier for the evil one to infiltrate all minds of people by playing on the fear of people, by playing on the anger of people, by playing on the hurt of people. And anger is the cause of a lot of hurt in this world. That is why it is said and it is taught by Carbonation and the Master Chief that behind all fear is hurt, and behind all hurt is misunderstanding. If we only try to understand the next person and be constant and be focused to get to the truth, it will be revealed to you, the veils will be lifted from your eyes, and you will see how it should be and why it is as it is. Even between a man and a woman, it has been planted into the woman's mind. It has first been planted into the man's mind that he is above a woman, that he is better than the woman, that he is stronger than a woman. To some degrees it might be true. Then it was planted in the head of the woman that you don't need a man, you can work for yourself, you can do anything that a man can do, which in itself has its truth. But the truth of the matter, the truth of the fact, the natural way of life is that the man and the woman is not equal to each other. They might be equal in value. The value of a woman might be equal to the value of a man, but the value in function of both genders is not the same. Everything that a man can do, a woman can do not. In everything that a woman can do, a man can do not. A man's role in the family is to protect and to provide, and the woman's role in the family is to nurture and nourish. The woman is there to nurture the agenda of the man only if the man's agenda falls in line with the laws of God, Allah, the universe. Only then. And these teachings that the man will put down to the wife, will teach to the wife, or will learn with the wife, that is the teachings the wife will put down to the child. And that is how a generation will be built. And that, like I said previously, is the first place that the evil one infected with his lower self-thoughts to break up the family. And it started there. So as soon as we can address this, and we can realize this and research this, and be alive in it, when I say be alive it, believe it, that for a woman to stay at home and look after the family, it's a full-time job and it's not a degrading job. And for a man to go out and be able to provide for his family, I don't say go work for the next man for the rest of your life in order for you to provide for your family. A true man, a natural man, should be able to provide for his family using the resources provided to him by nature. Being able to protect that family of any dangers that might come to it. Being able to bring home food to his wife, which his wife will convert into a meal. Being able to make up a space that you can call a house, that the woman will make a home. Being able to tap into his consciousness of the Christ, and his wife will be able to balance it out, to balance out the masculinity, to make it more for the man to feel more and think less, to balance it out. And that is why the woman is there, and then that is why the man is there. If we can look into this and study this and try to figure this out, how easy and how more balanced out would life be. And then there is the fact of homosexuality. Why do we look upon homosexuality as something of evil, of dirtiness? It's because we don't understand it. Everything that happens in life, in nature, the universe, God, Allah allows it to balance out something that is imbalanced. Men treated women horribly. Homosexuals came into play. And it's a fact that the homosexual is allowed to see a situation from the view of the man and from the view of the woman. So too, a homosexual woman, she will be allowed to see the situation from the view of the man and the view of the woman. And it is also a fact that the most creative people in the world is all homosexuals or so-called gays. And we must remember, as we, as humans, are all confused and under the doctrine of the European mindset society, they too are confused as to what their role in society are. They too, to a degree, are confused as to where they fit in the setup of the human race. Everything is mathematics, and everything is set out in order. In nature there is order in everything. If you can look out into nature, you will see everything is in order. The packs of animals, how they operate, how they treat each other, who they respect, everything. Humans, we copied that. We used it in our schools, we used it in our place of work, we used it in our militaries, we used it in the police, we used it in jails, everywhere we use it. Because it's an innate knowledge that we have in our DNA, and we see it in nature and we try to copy it in this life that is going against the natural way of living. That in itself, when you look upon the next person which you deem as gay or homosexual, and you look down on that person and judge that person and try to distance yourself from that person, that is also the evil one. The evil one again being successful there in his agenda of separation. We are stronger together than apart. When I was younger, it was always mentioned by an older person that if you can take one little stick, it's easy for you to break it. But if you can take 20 of the same sizes of sticks and keep it in a bunch, it won't be able for you. It won't be able for you to break it. So too, we as human, if the evil one gets us one by one, it will be easy for the evil one to distract us, to take us from the path and mislead us on the path of the unrighteous. But if we are to stick together, firstly as a family, then as a community, then as a people, then as a nation, how hard will it be for Satan, for the evil one, for the society, for this consciousness of the lower self, to mislead God's children. We are all God's children, all of us. Religion is separating us. The one religion is telling the next religion, you are wrong, this is the right way. Then this religion is telling that religion, you are wrong, this is the right way. But at the basis of everything, the belief is there that there is a higher power. The belief is there that when you do wrong, you will go to hell. So if the basis is that there is a higher power and there is a misleading spirit, that in between, why should there be a difference? Is it because of the Prophet of Muhammad and the son of God they call Jesus? The thing is this, that this consciousness, this divine truth that I am talking here, is a consciousness that have come into man over millennia, over years. With each generation, this consciousness has come into man. Sometimes it had been allowed to mature in the mind of man, and sometimes it has been cut short. Because remember, there is a consciousness that does not want this consciousness to come to fruition. But even that consciousness is a thought of God, and it was put there with the purpose to challenge God's children, to really see and be sure, are you worthy to enter the kingdom of God on the day of judgment? Religions must all come together, and in each religion you will see there's a truth in there. There's signs in there. The Muslim knows it. If they go into the mosque, they take off their shoes to connect with earth. They grow their hair because there's a purpose that you grow your hair. Your hair is an extension of your nervous system. It allows your magnetic field to be stronger. Then your thoughts and your focus that you put out into the universe be more amplified. There is a way that they treat their women, and there's a way that the women treat their husbands. They know the truth. They might not understand it to the fullest. So too the Rastafarians, they grow their hair. They lock it up. The more locked up your hair is, the more conducive it makes it to electricity. It makes it more conducive to the electric magnetic field that is all around us that we can't see with the naked eye, but it's there. You can feel it when someone is looking at you from behind. You can feel it when you know that your partner is not feeling right on this day. It's the vibe that you get from her, the vibrations that you get from her. We humans, we know all these things. We even copy it in the way that we make our wires. The copper, we twist it up. We twist it up in order for it to make it more conducive for the electricity to flow through it. We are all energy. All of us are energy. And whole life is about sex. Not the sex that we think in our lower selves of intercourse. Sex is a sacred exchange of energies. You change energy. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking here, and whoever is listening, I'm exchanging energy with you. I'm stirring up emotions in you. I'm giving you feelings. It's either you agree with me or you don't agree with me. That is me affecting your energy. And it's either I'm affecting you on a constructive level or I'm affecting you on a destructive level. Life is sex. Energy is God. Life is a sacred exchange of energy. S-E-X. Sacred energy exchange. You exchange energy on a daily level. And the same as you should look after yourself with what you eat, what you drink, what you put on your body, what you put in your body, how you treat your body. So too should you be aware of the people that you interact with. Because we know it, for us that come from different levels of lives, if you don't want to be part of a certain period in your life anymore, even if it is you use drugs, or if it is you were drinking alcohol, or you were just doing things that you don't agree with anymore, the only way that you can get away from that is by distancing yourself from that people. So that too, you should be aware of the people that you interact with, because with their energy, with your energy will be deconstructive. You have an energy field of say 5 feet from you. And even the Christians, they know the truth. And why people is going to church on a constant level, why the Muslims is praying 5 times a day. In the beginning it was to remind ourselves that we are God, we are one with nature. We should respect nature, we should respect each other. I should treat the next person as I myself want to be treated. If we can sit and think about that, if we did that, if we treated the next person how we ourselves want to be treated, how would life be? If I deem myself God and I deem myself not separate from you, that means to say you are also God. So if I worship and I praise and I honor and I acknowledge this God that we deem to be up in heaven, that we don't see, just think, how would life be if I worshiped, respected, acknowledged and respected my brother and loved my brother? Love is understanding. If we understand all this, that is true love. To understand something, that is love. Love is not blind. You should understand something. You should understand the next person, and it is allowed by Allah, it is allowed by God. If it is you do your studies, you study self, it is allowed by God for you to be able to understand the next person, as it will be able for you to understand yourself if you study your astrological energies. Study astrological energy and it will tell you who you are and why it is you think the way you think. Do you think there's this planet in the sky just because there's planets? Do you think the earth is just green because it is green? It is indicated on the flag of the Muslims, a green flag with a moon and a star. Why? You must ask yourself, why is there a moon and a star and the flag is green? The ancients, they knew this. And they could see how Satan, how the evil one infiltrated the people. Because everything that was forespoken in the Bible, it is happening now, that man will stand up against his parents and woman will stand up against man and brother will kill his own brother. Everything is happening now that was said in the Bible, that was said in the book. Green is the true color of love. Green is the color of harmony. Green is the color of balance, of calmness. That is why nature is green. Everything, all the trees, plants, everything is green. It has a calming effect on the human psyche. And the moon and the stars is for you to recognize and acknowledge the moon and the stars, because that is the essence of who you are. Every planet rules a certain degree of your psyche. If I can break it down, the sun, it rules your basic personality. The moon, it rules your moods and emotions. Mercury rules your mind and your communication. Venus rules your love and what you attract to you. Jupiter rules your growth, your luck and your wisdom. Saturn rules your discipline, your fears and your challenges. Uranus, that rules your change and your originality. Then you get Neptune, that rules your dreams and your healing. Then the last one, the smallest one, you get Pluto, that rules your power and your transformation. Now these planets on the day of your birth, it was aligned a certain way inside of the 12 zodiac signs. Inside of a house is a circle that's divided into 12 picture slices. So this was aligned a certain way. And how this was aligned on the day of your birth, that is the person, that is your true ego, that is your natural ego, not this altered ego that we picked up on in this life that we're living here. It's lies and shit all around us here. It's murder. Every day you hear about death. Every day you hear about death. If it's by the death of by the hand of the next person, or it's because of sickness, or it's all the plan of the evil one to make us up against each other while it goes along to kill, steal and destroy. In everything that we do to ourselves, we do to nature. If you don't respect your own body, you smoke, you drink. I'm not pointing fingers, because if I point fingers, I miss the point. I'm trying to make you understand. Smoke, drink, eating animals, raping the animals, killing the animals, whatever the case may be, we do that to the animals. In order for us to enjoy a piece of steak and to drink a cup of tea with milk in, or to eat a piece of cheese or eat a yogurt. Go look it up, go see what the animals is going through in order for us to enjoy that piece of delicacy that we perceive as delicacy. But that is for another download. My focus now is on the topic of separation, and how we should think, how we are being separated on all the different levels, even to the most minute level. Even to the most minute level, they are giving us poisons to eat, food colorants, genetically modified foods, fruits that have no seed in it. They are calcifying our waters, all with the sole purpose of trying to alter our DNA, to alter our genes, to make our cells work against each other. They even do it to the most minute, to trying to make our cells work against each other. That is why the rate of cancer is sky high, the rate of high blood pressure is sky high, the rate of sugar, diabetes is sky high. It's because of the food that we consume, that the evil one is conjured up so that our cells in our own body can work against each other. As a brother and a sister in a house work against each other. As a man and his wife work against each other. As a black man and a white man, so to say, work against each other. As two guys of the same neighborhood work against each other to kill each other. We are being divided on levels that is just moving past us because we are too distracted with this gang shooting each other. We are too distracted with my son being a drug addict. We are too distracted with that guy raping that child there. It's all designed for it to happen this by the evil one, by giving us things to eat, to alter our DNA and give us thoughts and dreams that is not natural. That cow is being raped by the humans to take their hands and push it up the vagina of the cow to impregnate the cow. And then when that cow has a baby and the baby is born, the child is taken away from the cow. So that the baby cow cannot drink any milk from that cow, because that milk must go to Spar, must go to Shoprite to fill up yogurts and shit. So now that cow is being sucked, and she has to be kept pregnant in order for her tits to produce milk. So now they put a machine on it that sucks, and when the nipples and the tits is empty, it sucks out blood out of that cow. It sucks out blood till the day that the cow drops dead. And that dead cow is being loaded up onto a truck and cut into pieces so that you can have a piece of meat. And that small little cow that was taken away from its mother, and that mother is crying for weeks on end for its little cow, and that little cow is then taken away. And then that cow has to go through the same cycle. That is what we humans do to the animals. And if you eat it, and then you will say, no, I'm not a part of it, I don't do that. But when you eat, you consent. You agree with it. Just by eating, you are okay with it. Just by drinking that yogurt or whatever you're eating, you are okay what's happening to that animal. And by just turning your eye, that is why everything is happening, because we always look the other way. Social media allows it for you to speak the truth. And I just don't do it on social media. Whenever I got the chance to speak to my brothers and sisters about it, I do it. Even if I'm sure that sometimes they're not in the mood to hear my thoughts anymore. You can feel it. Maybe in the beginning, in the first 2-3 words, they are interested. But as the discussion grows, and the truth begins to offend, and then they don't want to listen to it anymore. So by doing this via social media, I only see my own face, so I'm actually talking to myself and reminding myself of what the true way is. And by talking to myself and reminding myself, it is my purpose, and it is my wish, and it is my dream, that the way I live inspires the next. Even if I just plant a seed or spark a mind, it's a piece of my job that I have completed. So look into this thing of separation. Try and connect to the next person. Not just over social media. Tell your brother, hey, I love you. Tell your sister, hey, I love you. Tell your neighbors, hey, I love you. Tell your friend, hey, I love you. And this movement that I am a part of, we don't say I love you. I say I love myself, because to the fact of the matter that I believe that I am you and you are me. Like I said, like the evil one is trying to divide the cells in your body, we are the cells of earth that is supposed to contribute to the sustainability of earth. And even by dividing us, as we are also cells of this body, the evil one is succeeding in its plan. But it is written that way, and it is written in the stars that way, that God's children is waking up now. They call it global warming. It is actually just earth heating up, the same like your body will heat up when it's sick to fight off the virus. So too is earth heating up. They call it global warming. And by the heating up of the sun, of the earth, the consciousness of the people is, the DNA is awakening in the enlightened beings. This knowledge that I am speaking, this is a consciousness that's being awake, being awoken in us. And the so-called Christians, they say the second coming of Jesus. Well, it's here. This consciousness is in this realm of existence. It's being broadcasted worldwide. It might be that this is the first time you hear it. It might not be that this is the first time you hear this. truth. But it's being awoken, and it feels to me that around the world, all beings is talking to the tribe of people that they are a part of. Not that we want to promote separation, but change starts as the devil wants to cause separation to the minute, to remember who you are and to heal. That process will also start from the minute. So first you have to love yourself, heal yourself, be careful of what you're eating so that you can heal your body. This in turn will give you an understanding that will make life so much more interesting, and it will make experiences so much more awesome. And healing will start from us. If you want to see change, you're going to have to be changed. So it's going to start from you and it's going to work outwards. So even if I say that we need to talk to our people, the so-called colored people, that is part of the process to get to the ultimate connection of everyone. So all clans of people around the world, the Hindus, the Indians, the so-called African Americans, the Chinese, all of these kind of people, they are talking these things and they are spreading the message and they are connecting via social media. And then all the while that we here on the Cape Flats, it's not being spoken. What is being spoken is the gang violence. What is being spoken is we are being overlooked by the other races here in this country, by the other so-called tribes in this country. And that is all this distraction. All this distraction. So that is my part that I want to put out there today. I love myself, and when I say I love myself, I say I love you because I believe that I am you and you are me, and separation is an illusion designed by God. So even to that level, you are not separate from God. God is you. You are God. God is only experiencing being a human through you. So you should be aware that you are God having a human experience. I love myself.